Power has been restored for about 35,000 customers tonight, but tens of thousands more still in the dark after these wicked winds knocked down trees, power lines, and more. Our Pam Surano checked in with some victims of this damage. She joins us live tonight in the Wind Gap section of Pittsburgh. How's it going, Pam?
Hi, good evening to you, Paul. It is going to be a long, dark, and gusty night here in the West End and in Wind Gap in particular. Wind Gap sits between McKees Rocks and Crafton, and as far as the eye can see, there are no lights. In fact, we're going to show you what it looks like without the lights of our camera on. With no telling how long it's going to be before power comes back on, many residents in the city's Wind Gap section just needed to get out of their homes.
We were stuck here. We had no power for over 6 hours and still no power now.
We're going to try and keep warm. That's the only thing we can do right now because the temperatures are dropping, the wind is still picking up, it's just blowing all crazy.
Earlier, they tried to warm the house with candles but gave up. It was simply too cold. Outside, the relentless winds were still blowing.
They cut the tree up and the wires and everything are going to stay down until tomorrow.
For Dana Rome, not only does she have a young son, but an infant daughter, and staying in the dark wasn't an option. Her house was hit hard by winds and the falling trees.
The bricks out of my house, like the side of my house, there's a big hole in my house.
I mean, I was scared at first because I didn't know if this would ever happen.
With not only the power out, Sunday's high winds took down large, daunting pines, which in turn took down utility lines and cable lines, causing a dangerous mess of cables all over the street.
The other neighbor's tree went down.
West End resident Douglas was virtually stuck inside his home when the trees and lines came down.
Oh, I didn't come out of my house because these wires were probably live. You know, they were live.
Harlow Street in the West End dead ends, but utility crews were at least able to clear the roadway for cars, which means residents can get to work in the morning. And we saw the first signs of crews in the bucket trucks trying to restore power tonight. It was too windy to go up earlier in the day. And you are now live looking at Harlow Street in the Wind Gap section of Pittsburgh. Transformers down, debris and limbs down, orange cone and caution tape for as far as the eye can see. With wind gusts today of over 60 miles per hour, Duquesne Light says it's not just the electrical grid that was hit hard, but with all these trees and lines down, it is taking them a while to restore power. 50,000 people at last check without power, 200 lines down, 50 poles down, and Carnegie, Duquesne, and Coriopolis are some of the hardest hit areas with 63 active outages scattered throughout the region, and that is just Duquesne Light. Going to be a long night here and maybe a long day tomorrow as well. We're live in the West End. Pam Surano, KDKA News.